Okay, so someone wanted wanted me to show them how some glitches worked in this game. And I'm going to be using my ghetto game input display, which is not transparent background because I forgot to do that. Should probably write that down sometime. Anyways, yeah, it's bad with props. There are 3 main glitches I can think of right now. One was found out recently today by Angry Panda Man. I'm not sure that's his name, but I'll look it up later. I'll write it down. So there's a basic one, Rising Dust Storm, which is pretty popular. Pretty much you hit attack twice, then you do your regular dust storm in the air with Y. Just get a rhythm for this. Yeah, you just go all day. Now if you're trying to climb up a high wall, like we have to do for the flesh sheath in Abyss Forest, then you sometimes want to stick close to the wall as close as possible so you can cancel it faster. I'll try to do that again. No, I'm not doing it right. There. Sort of looks like that. Where you mainly see like one slash outwards and you fly the other way in. Now, since most of our runs is pretty much on casual, for the main reason that we can dodge spam all day long without using up our fatigue bar. Also that we can fly all day without getting hurt from spamming dust storm all day also. You can go all red if you want. Yeah, it's fine. But the main reason why we want to do it is for dodge cancels. So normally dodges look like this. You dodge and there's a long delay between each dodge. Now I'm gonna spam my triggers. It's fast, but it's pretty slow. Now to dodge cancel, you hold down and you dodge and attack right as you land. There's a rhythm for this also. Just get used to it. But again, since we're in casual, there is auto fire mode, and that is locked. And we can't turn it off, which is both helpful and annoying. So on casual, normally I would just hold down attack and just dodge and try to get the timing down and dodge correctly. It's really lazy, but if I don't mess up, it should look nice. I'm not sure if you can see the left trigger. It's down. It's pretty basic. And the one found by Panda Guy is by, I think they called it AO dodge cancel, something like that. Pretty much you can do a dust storm in the air, then just dodge normally. Really simple. But I can't do it on the right side too well, and I don't have enough time to actually fiddle with this. So it looks kind of like this. Hopefully I get it right. not really. A couple of those, okay. I think left's easier since... not too good at that one either. Try to get one more try at this. Sort of. Anyways, ideally you should just see dodges normally only. Though your dust storm will still hit monsters, so it's good for some areas like entering Suramon caverns, and you need to get extra experience before getting Tethys in case you want the extra attack, which makes a good difference, not too much. Dodge canceling past those, you should be able to hit the little bug guys that piss poison at you or on you. Oh, that was decent. Anyways, those are the main ones I can think of right now. There's other small ones, like when you downward slash, you get some more air. It's not that much more, but it does help you get to certain platforms quicker, because you can just animation cancels. So you don't have to worry about, or not really worry about, you don't have to wait for your character to finish dropping. Oh, I failed. It's not much faster, but it looks cleaner. And you can also climb up vines like this, where you just press jump and Y at the same time to dust them back into the vines. It doesn't really save much more. It doesn't really save much time, and you're rarely going to be climbing unless you're doing 170%. I think that's about it for movement glitches. There's other glitches that we do. Here is warping. As you can see, we warp a lot. Since our soaring meadow should only be the 4 mansions up here, down here, entrance, this place, that place, and this middle spot for doing king that we leave. High warp is pretty simple. I don't know if it works on Xbox arcade version, but I'm on Steam one right now. Normally, if you try to move somewhere, it only lets you go to the exits, and you can't really do much about that. But now we're just going to grab the mouse and hold down left click and drag it around. That lets us pan through the map. And if we get to a spot we like, we can just press left trigger if you need some visual context, which I do a lot lately. It'll show these little markers on the map, which should always be in the middle. And that tells you where you're going to be. Ideally you don't need to do that, but it helps sometimes. And once you have the spot you liked, just select it, and you'll be there. You'll warp there. As you see, I am down here where I selected earlier from the world map, instead of going in from the entrance on the top right or the middle. Now, this can be more interesting, as it matters how you leave the map to the world map. That being, as if you're leaving, let me say first, if you're leaving while walking, you will come in walking. So if you leave through the left side, you're coming from the left side on the room you're going to. Same goes for the right side. Some rooms have you come in a fixed position, but vertical rooms, say for Gaius, lets you come in at whichever side you want. Now, since we walked in last time, or walked out to the world map, I mean, we're going to walk in here, and since we're walking in, we're too low of a height level to do anything here, and the character would just be stuck. We can try to as much as we can to get out, but we can't really do much. Wow. It looks really fancy when you do that, aerial dodge thing. Maybe this is good practice here. Yeah, I'll probably practice like this. Anyways, that is if you're coming from the left side, and it looks pretty much the same thing when coming from the right side while walking. Now, how we get around this is we get some air before we join, or leave. And then we go to a room we like. Let me get this right. There's one down, one left. And we come in, guys. This is the final room from where we came from. Now, you can just go directly to the top right middle and, or there too, and he'll come in, spawn. If your character doesn't fall in to this room, guys will just spawn as close as he can to you. That's just how it's written. Now, if you fall out of bounds from where you came in with a certain height, you will come back at the same height. I'll show you here. We're going to use the same place, since other maps are harder to get a good reference off of. Mine. I think too much about doing this thing. Anyways, so we came at some height. When we fall, we'll come back at the same height, like so. Now, if we land somewhere, say we, come on, we land on this little rock here, platform, and we fall, we're gonna come back where we just landed. Now, say you didn't do too well to get guys in here, and he spawned outside, out of bounds, and he's trying to hop in. You can grab him and bring him back, like so. And I think that's about it for this glitch. And here's a somewhat fun one, yet useless at the same time, because I haven't really found a good use for it. Pretty much, whenever you try to warp to the actual exit where the arrow points outwards, you'll come back to the map, you came from, and it'll say the glade. And if you look at your map, you are actually showing that you are in the glade, even though I'm obviously in obvious forest. Now, if you autosave, you will notice that your autosave will say the glade. And say we want to go somewhere fun. I don't know which rooms are which because I haven't done that quest in so long. Say you want to go here. I don't know, you've fallen down. What you can... Actually, I don't want to do that this room because it's a bad example. And you noted. Okay, where was I? This room is good because you have a fun warp. So our autosave says the glade. Anytime we go to the glade by warping to an exit and come back and then autosave, any room you go to, your autosave will be overridden by the room you're currently in, even though it says the glade still. So if we load this place up, we will be over here, we will be in the glade, and all chests, keys, and obstructions like walls you need to break or bomb walls will not spawn. Monsters will still spawn now. You will always come back in a fixed position. So I would do it this place. I think it gives you imbalance. No, you're at a very boring spot. I think this one's interesting. Yeah, so on this one you land on the left wooden platform, and you'll always come back to that platform. Also notice the music is broken. So we let you load, you go over the right side, you come back on the left side. We will leave the map and come back, leave the room and come back. And we will still be in the same position. So anytime you reload from this broken save, you will come back at a fixed position. Now also note that anytime you reload, any items you gain from the fake glade zone will not be saved. So only time it will be saved is if you run over a new autosave or manually save somewhere, and then items will be kept. A really bad thing about this is if you're trying to do it with King, which is nice for some areas, and you reload, you're going to lose all of the quest items picked up, so it's pretty bad. Oh yes, there's one more thing I would like to show, but I need to change saves. Yeah. It's not too hard to do, but actually I could just do it. I can just show an example of it, but it won't be shown since I don't think I have a save. So all my saves are to opposition. Anyways, for Tethys, after you defeated her, oh, actually I do have a decent space to do this up. But anyways, I'll just do a couple here. Practice. Basically, when you defeat Tethys, you grab the bomb. Come here. Thank you. Grab the bomb, and normally you just leave over here, and you break the wall. Boom. Okay, that's nice. And then we have the scene started. But if we're doing warps, we have to sit through the 15 seconds of panorama stuff. And that's a big time waster. So instead we can just, walk back and forth against the wall until we trigger the leaving scene. And as soon as you see the character, like earlier when my guy walks backwards into the room, or into the room I was in still, while I'm trying to leave the room, if that makes sense. Anyways, you can practice on any room you want, even though it doesn't have a cutscene, because it's just easier practice if you really need to. And that one failed. actually try this something that's useful. Let's see if I can get my rooms right. It works in Mud Pot, and I know it works at the battlefield. Let me see if I can get this spot. So this is nope, and this room, this room. Hey, give me some stones.
So, I am not forgiven. I understand. I believe.
Hi.
What makes yes, well, as must be powerful.
Shopping is really hard in this game. I just needed a point of reference for that one, so I can fly in without having to do this stupid. Okay, so what's this first position? Good to know. Hey. So this is gonna be a bit boring for a bit. Very boring for a bit. I could should be doing chain dodges. So I might need to do a couple of these because not 100% accurate with it. Look at so that looks like the people from the start of the game. Save, thank you. Okay, let's see if I can get this. Nope, I didn't get that one. For some reason this is taking 20 minutes. And more. I'll just look at the time because I'm too lazy to edit. Oh yes, the other thing. I think this is pretty obvious. But you can always cancel your regular normal attack, your four-hit attack, by pressing downwards. So at any point during that, you just press downwards. And I can't do this too well anymore. Anyways, back to canceling scenes. As you saw earlier, these guys are pushing me. We had to watch that scene, it takes forever. Hopefully I can get it this time. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. So you saw my character, you saw Dust leave and come back slightly. When you see him actually walk backwards, you know you got it right. Because the scene starts and your character, or Dust, is already in the room, and as your character's walking backwards, you will actually leave the room. Now, this doesn't work on every cutscene. So it works on those two I mentioned earlier, this one and Mudpot. There is also one more place you could sort of do this. It is when you first enter Ceramon Caverns, though you need to level up. Let's see if we get enough money to actually do that. Chicken, delicious.
The material, I also thank you.
For Ceramon Cavern 1, that actually takes 20 seconds to finish. 5 from, I think it's 20. Might be a little bit less. Oh, that's pretty close. Okay. Basically, you come in here and there's that little bug squirt. Not this big fat guy here. Not these dog things either. But there's that bug squirt. You want to get as close of your experience bar as possible to get 160 experience from that bug to level up. So you kill it and you leave as fast as possible. And you'll enter here. You'll see like a splash screen saying, oh, new chapter, so on and so forth. And then you'll see the panorama of the place. After you see the splash, the new chapter, you should, it would start the panorama cutscene thing. And once that starts, your character actually leveled up and pop back. That's another reason why we use casual, because we don't need to allocate points. And the first time you actually do level up, you have to do the stupid conversation with Fidget, which your character stands still. While in casual, when you level up, you just bounce back. I think the conversation is only first time, and you will still bounce back, but I will have to mess with that to make sure. For some reason, a level up mechanic is you bounce back and knock everything else down. Oh, big explosion. Fanciness. So pretty much you only have to wait 5 seconds for the chapter thing, and then you bounce back and skip the actual other cutscene. I can't think of anything else you would really do. I mean, if you're doing a warpless mode, which is a bit rough, you could always go back to doing this if you're doing warpless 100%. I'm falling down the cliff. Bad habit. It's not too relevant if you're just doing warps, but if you're doing warp with 80%, this might save you sometimes still. I still like this part, just because you're not really messing with the game too much. Which brings in another thing. Bombs. Yes, bombs. Not used in warpless, warps, but warpless. Used only once. You can do this for checklists also. Anyways. Basic idea of bombs is that every time you leave an area, it'll follow you to the next zone or next room. You do it often enough, certain bombs will reset its timer to 10 for casual, and probably hardcore, I think it's about 3 or 5, somewhere around there. And if you just leave and come back often enough, it will actually fully reset to, as you just picked it off from the tree stem or whatever it was. Now this is what we used to do, which not killing this fat guy, but how we used to do Tethys. Fast way to get to Tethys is we bring it back here, and then we just hop down, get over a little bit more, and we break the wall. Go through, then we'll up to Tethys the normal way. Takes a long time, and what you can do at Tethys, if you're really got lucky with the bomb here, you can do it casually, is you bring the bomb with you, it will reset its timer, and when you start the fight, it'll still be with you. Hopefully you start the fight early enough and you swing and hit her. On casual, that does 1500, which is a pretty good chunk. It's about 2 grabs. Oh, a little less than 2 grabs. And it's a pretty good damage starter, but this prep to start it is only really worth it if you can get it on the way. Because half the time, your bomb will get hit by one of these dog things, or it'll get stuck over here, and you can't bring it down, and it's really irritating. It just bounces back and forth between those 2 platforms. Yeah, that's about it for glitches. Everything else is pretty much execution-wise. This place is not bad for doing these dodges. Things on metal is a bit easier to do. More space to mess around, but it's just more linear, quick chesting. No, so fancy. Oh, I fell off. Well, I think that's about it. And I'll stop right here.